In this video, I'm going to show you how to become a bookkeeper and work fully remote and online while earning about $2,000 to $16,000 per month from home. And the best part is no experience is necessary. Bookkeeping is an awesome skill to have because you can make great money while doing a career that not everyone talks about. It's not so glamorous like being in digital marketing, but it pays usually even better than digital marketing because a lot of our students in a program that I run called Brilliant Bookkeeper are making about $2,000 to $5,000 a month just doing this part-time. And if you want to grow your own freelance business, you can make up to $16,000 per month working from home full-time for yourself. And that's where I'm at with my bookkeeping business. In bookkeeping, there is so much opportunity because every year in the US, about 5 million new businesses are formed, and those businesses will all need bookkeepers. Not to mention, a lot of the boomer bookkeepers that are 50 plus are getting ready to retire and hang their hat up, and they all need to place their clients with other qualified bookkeepers that are entering the marketplace. So what does a bookkeeper do? Well, a bookkeeper is a lot like a nanny when it comes to a small business. So someone that comes into your home, so to speak, and takes care of your kids and does some light housekeeping while they're at it. A bookkeeper is kind of just like that, but for someone's precious business, not their children. So you're going to work closely with small business owners and help them organize their financial life. So you will sort through their transactions and categorize them. You will make sure all of their data is accurate, and you will format it in a way that will give a business owner a complete picture of how their business performed in the last month, year, and several years. So to do that, you'll create financial reports. And that sounds overwhelming, but there are tons of softwares out there that make this process super simple once you have the right technology that you're using and you're trained on that technology. So a lot of people think that bookkeepers need some sort of fancy degree or special certification, and fortunately that is not the case. There is no one-size-fits-all qualification necessary to become a bookkeeper. A lot of bookkeepers don't have college degrees, they don't have any specific training, so that is great news for taking this on as a new career or side hustle. And what I would say is you don't necessarily need a college degree, but a high school degree or GED definitely does help, just so you have the basic communication skills and literacy needed to understand the concepts of bookkeeping. But other than that, again, no college degree necessary, but you do need to have a willingness to learn and really a beginner's mindset, because when it comes to bookkeeping, the language used is slightly different. So when it comes to skills, some things that I recommend are that you have some sort of financial literacy or proficiency. I know a lot of us nerd out on doing our own personal finances or creating a budget on a spreadsheet, and if that's you, this is likely a really good fit for you. Another thing that I recommend is being tech friendly. You do not have to be tech savvy, but you do have to be willing to learn technology and to love technology if given the right tools. These softwares are used because of the world that we live in being cloud-based. The software allows us to sort through a large amount of data quickly and accurately, and to be able to work completely from home. Another important skill is that you are really detail-oriented and organized. So even if you don't completely resonate with that right now, that is something that you'll want to be cognizant of as you continue to get your on-the-job or online education in bookkeeping. You'll definitely want to make sure you realize the details are important, and understanding what those details mean is crucial. The last skill that I want to shout out is that it's really important to be an empathetic communicator. you are going to be working with small business owners. And like I said earlier, their business is a lot like a baby to them. So you have to put yourself in their shoes and be over communicative and empathize with the things that they're going through, especially when it comes to their finances, because they're learning just like you are. So what is the difference between a bookkeeper and an accountant? Well, normally an accountant is going to have a certain skill set and certain credentials. So things you may have heard of are CPA, which stands for Certified Public Accountant, or maybe you've heard of EA, which is an IRS credentialed enrolled agent. But a lot of accountants do have traditional 4-year degrees in accounting, and they've often specialized in a certain area of accounting. Whereas bookkeepers are a bit more generalist and likely a bit more entry level than accountants. They are both great career paths to go for, and sometimes you're going to hear those words interchange, so don't get too confused, but that's how I like to define the difference. One thing to note is some types of accountants do taxes, and as a general rule, bookkeepers don't do taxes. So you're not going to prepare your clients' federal and state business tax filings for the most part. So if you don't like taxes or that thought scares you, don't worry too much. That won't be expected of you as a bookkeeper. I'm going to break down the 4 steps you'll need to take in order to start your journey to becoming a freelance bookkeeper. Number 1, you should assess where you're currently at. You may be surprised to find that you already have a lot of the skills and qualifications necessary to become a bookkeeper. So by assessing where you're currently at and taking inventory of your current skills, you may realize that you don't have as much to learn as you originally thought you did, and you can really narrow down and focus on the things that you do need to hone in on. The second step is to create a learning plan. There are so many resources out there that it can be really overwhelming. So pick a pathway for yourself, whether it be an online course or program, whether it be getting textbooks on Amazon, or using free resources on the internet or here on YouTube. The next step is to set realistic goals for yourself. So you want to make sure you're cognizant of how much time you have to devote to this learning plan and at what point you want to get your first client, right? So you may sit down and think, okay, I have 10 hours a week to devote to my learning plan. And so that means that I want to get my first client within 6 months. So setting goals like that for yourself is so helpful for you to be able to stick to the plan you set forth. So step 4, and this is the most important part in my opinion, is to create your client acquisition strategy. And what I mean by that is, how are you going to find clients? Because clients aren't going to magically appear at your doorstep. So you have to have a strategy to spread awareness about what you're doing and to attract clients to learn more about your services. So there are some really great options you have for acquiring clients. In-person networking has worked really well for a lot of the students in our Brilliant Bookkeeper program, as well as using freelancer marketplaces like Upwork and Fiverr. And then lastly, one thing you can consider is getting a free or pro bono client, because obviously that's really easy to attract when you're offering your services for free, but you're going to get a lot of that on-the-job learning and experience and have more confidence to then go out and sell your services for full price. I want to encourage you to just put yourself out there. That's why I recommended a pro bono or free client if you need to, just to build up your confidence. We had a student named Zoe who got her first pro bono client, which was a dance studio in New York City, and they were a really great dream client for her. And she learned so much and got great testimonials and case studies that she's used for her website and marketing materials. And it's allowed her to attract several more clients just from having that experience. So in summary, bookkeeping has changed my life in so many great positive ways. I am able to work fully remote and travel internationally 3 months every year with my husband and see all of these beautiful places in the world and not have to worry about sacrificing my career during that time. So I know that maybe you feel overwhelmed by the idea of starting a new side hustle or learning a new skill set, but I promise that bookkeeping is not as difficult as it may sound. The concepts you learn are pretty simplistic, and a lot of the skills you'll need are fairly rooted in common sense. So if you are interested in learning more, definitely click the link to get my completely free training about how to become a freelance bookkeeper in 30 days or less. I've helped other people like you make this dream a reality and start earning $3,000 to $5,000 per month doing bookkeeping as a side hustle. I hope you enjoyed and see you in the next video.